Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. To the eNCA Money Desk now. Rofhiwa Madzena is standing by. And Rofhiwa, you're looking at the economic implications of the war in the Middle East.
That's right, Masako. So it's beyond just a political story for the global economy, and there are many casualties that would be impacted by the global economic implications. And let's just take a look at that. At the center of this is Brent crude, black gold as it's traditionally known, something that the entire world operates on an economic basis. Without it, nothing functions. And the price of Brent crude has increased significantly over the last few days, currently at about $91 a barrel. Now, for net importers like South Africa, that not only has an implication on the cost of fuel for motorists, but it's also got an implication on operations of business who have increasingly started to rely on diesel to get by because of the power cuts issue. If we take another look at a component that's also very important, is trade between Israel and South Africa. Now, this trade spans years, and there have been strategic commodities or products that are sent to Israel. These include diamonds, coal briquettes, as well as fruit, including grapes. Now, over the years, that has declined into a trade deficit where we import more than we would export, but that's just an economic story that we see globally when it comes to production means and the capabilities of manufacturers. And then you also see that global transportation is impacted. So the export and import relationship between the two countries mainly relies on air, whether it's products like the commodities I've just described, or whether it is people with skills. This is impacted by air travel, and you would have seen that a number of airlines, including the ones on your screen, have ceased travel to and from Israel for the time being as developments around that conflict ensue. And that has an implication on economies, including South Africa's, and the airlines that are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, those share prices being gravely impacted by that decision. And then we look at the exports that South Africa would be sending, that we get from Israel. So this is an interesting one. One of the big commodities that we get from Israel is the skill set and the knowledge base that they have in IT. And we've got the computer and information services worth about 61 million rand at a point to South Africa, that skill set. And that translates to just over 1.1 billion rand on an annual basis. And these are some of the skills that we need to run a lot of the technology-based industries that we are growing in the country at the moment. And those, of course, being impacted. But like I say, it's not just South Africa that suffers, the whole world, and people are watching closely to see if it will remain localized or if it will become a regional war, and that, of course, having huge implications on the inflation trajectory, interest rates, and, of course, the cost of living for consumers and households around the world. And that is just a picture of that economic outlook there. So that's one of the big implications that we are seeing that's going to be happening there. And of course, we'll keep you abreast of those developments as they continue to happen.